Welcome to Geek Blast.
Geek Blast, yeah.
Geek Blast, you better make way. Open up your ears or let the word spray. Hey, did you hear the noise? Something just exploded as a mushroom, have you noticed? Geek Blast, clear out the pad. Gizmo's throwing caca and Chewbacca is a rat. Hey, what? Better call your dad. Something has been growing underneath the doormat. Geek Blast.
Welcome back, geeks, nerds, and dweebs alike. I'm Mike.
I'm Toombs.
And we got James.
I'm Kermit.
From good old England.
Over there across the pond in the UK.
I like that pond.
You're a swimmer, aren't you?
Anything to put those tights on, right?
Well, tonight's show is going to be about an hour long because we have some other things going on that we have to leave for. But we're going to give you guys a wonderful chock full of geek.
Oh, yeah, a lot has happened. A lot has happened in the past month, my friends. October was a busy month.
We were busy bees.
Mm-hmm.
We had Comic Con, the New York City Comic Con.
Yep.
That bad boy went on, and yours truly, Geek Blast, was there.
This fanatic went for 4 days. I thought I was pretty good with 2 days, but fanatic
I had to be there every day.
He lived there. By the
Every
end
day,
of
all day.
By the end of the week, I mean, he was basically like walking through security, like, "Hey, Paul."
Yeah.
"Hey, Mike, how you doing today? Want some coffee, Paul? Where's John at?" "Oh, John's in the back." "Oh,
Hey, are the veggies out there today?
yeah." It kind of was like that.
It was.
Yeah,
You get to know everybody when you're there for 4 days and you're trying to get into places and meet celebs and
Yeah, and I tell you,
do things you shouldn't be doing.
those press passes are wonderful.
Yeah, they're the best thing known to geeks
Just because you
everywhere.
could use your own personal bathroom.
Well, there was still a line.
Not much, man.
It wasn't that bad, though.
Compared to what the peoples downstairs had to go through.
And it was clean.
It was clean.
It was very clean.
Yeah, besides when you were in it, man, and you were in it quite often. Why? Was it those sausages?
It was the food, bro.
Was it the gyros off the street?
I'm telling you, no, I should have went and got the gyros
that gyro
off the
was
street.
delicious, man. Delicious.
The food just, I don't know, just went right through me.
Yeah, very expensive, too, like $10 for a sausage. But
So let's jump into it. Well, first off, we have a special caller this evening, and a guy by the name of Vincent Zurzolo, and he is a co-owner of a company that has bought Action Comics #1,
which is huge.
It's an internet-based company. It's a comic company online, and they bought it for $3.2 million.
Most expensive sale for a comic book ever.
Ever. But this thing is in pristine condition.
Yeah,
it's graded at 9.0.
AAA 9.0, man.
And it still has white pages, which is
Still white.
absurd.
It's a really good forgery, basically. Imagine that.
So he'll be calling in about 6:15
Cool, man.
to talk about the comic, and we're just going to bombard him with other questions.
Now, what place is he at in this company? He's the what?
He's a co-owner.
Co-owner of the company.
Right.
That's awesome.
I forgot the flyer that I had for, but the comic itself was at Comic Con on Thursday,
Which we did not see
And
because
we totally missed it.
We were somewhere else. We were probably talking to...
we were busy. We were in awe.
Yeah. There's too much to do, too
Yeah.
little time, basically.
Yeah, exactly. 4 days is definitely not enough.
Yeah.
I mean
2 days I was there, I saw pretty much nothing. But, at least Mike got like a little something.
I got a little something.
He got
there.
to put it in for a couple minutes.
Just a tip, though.
Just a tip.
But yeah, man, we let's just get started on a couple of things real fast. 75 years of Marvel, they were celebrating that,
I thought it was a DC.
and Batman, not DC. It was
Oh.
Batman. So they had a Batman exhibit.
Yeah.
Sick statue.
Yeah,
was
man.
ridiculous.
The
Then
statue
they had
in the
all
front, and then they had all the costumes in the back.
Then they had all the costumes in the back from Keaton.
Yeah,
to Bale.
it was like evolution, basically.
Yeah. And they
Yeah,
even had the
I've seen it.
Batfleck cowl.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
No suit. It was just, the mask and the cape.
I mean, I got to hump the statue in the front for
Yeah.
like a couple seconds, but that was about it.
But yeah, the Batman exhibit was pretty cool.
It was.
Check
It
out our
was.
Facebook page to look at all the pictures that are on there from Comic Con.
Yes, sir.
It was myself, Toombs, Dr. Essex made an appearance there.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, our one and only Mimi, our Facebook
she's
pro.
our Facebook guru. She was there. Who else was there? Brendan was there.
Yeah, because a good old Stinkfist came along.
Yeah,
he had a good time.
He made it for 3 of them.
He said he said it wasn't his thing, but, you know, he had a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Got some people kicked out, you know.
Yes,
Crept around a little, you know.
But yeah, so and also Marvel had celebrated 75 years of Marvel, and they had this cool signing on Saturday, I think it was, that you know you were entered in a contest, and you were if you won, 75 people won to have their whatever they wanted signed by I think it was 75 different artists.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Todd McFarlane was there.
Yep.
Wow.
Essex, I think, got a little picture with him.
Yeah, Brian Michael Bendis was there. I got a picture with him there. I mean, there were so many artists there. It was crazy. And the press area looked like a mob scene. Because that's where all the signing happened and stuff like that. But,
Was it in the press area?
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wasn't in the usual downstairs?
No, it's too many people. Too many people.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen McFarlane. What day was that?
That was Saturday.
I just got there too late.
Or maybe it was Friday. I don't think you were there. You weren't there,
It was
right?
Friday.
It was Friday. It had to have been Friday.
It had to have been Friday.
You were there Saturday.
Yeah.
So that happened on Friday. But also Marvel announced a interactive
Ecodome.
ride, which is amazing. This thing,
It's not really a ride. It's kind of like a...
it's an amusement attraction.
You run through a giant hologram, basically.
Yeah, it's like being in the Danger Room, I think.
Kind of.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's probably the closest we're going to get to
An
a
explanation
comparison.
about it,
Yeah. But we signed up for that to try to win a trip.
Yeah, I put my name in. I put some other people's
I put
names
several.
in.
Yeah, I put several. Yeah.
So hopefully we hear back from that. And
man.
so, that's the
great time
75
there.
years of Marvel. They also, Marvel announced that they're doing Secret Wars again. They're bringing back the Secret Wars.
Bring back a lot of stuff.
Yay.
The big one I got to say, 2015 summer, Infinity Gauntlet is coming back,
Oh, yes.
baby.
That with a slew of other titles that they are
Infinity
bringing
Wars.
back.
They're going crazy.
Let's start off with Future Imperfect, Age of Apocalypse,
Yeah.
Inhumans, Old Man Logan, Infinity Gauntlet, of course, House of M, Armor Wars, Planet Hulk,
Civil War.
Years of Future Past, which is kind of a different title. I think it was Days of Future Past. So that might be a little, those things you could check out. They're going to be coming 2015, the summer of 2015.
And don't forget about Barbie Filthy Farming Dangers. Probably the best announcement.
Tell me about that. What was that about? I missed that one.
You just chill on the farm. A lot of exotic animals.
Eating corn.
Yeah, you gotta upgrade your exotic animals with a light, basically.
A light beam? Or
Yeah,
is
you need a lot of strange coins to do it. Yeah, but
cut the grass and get some rubies?
Yeah. I'll tell you more about that later, though. It's filthy mess.
I'm very intrigued. So that's Marvel news. Gosh, there's so many things.
Did you watch Mike Tyson's Mysteries? We also met Tyson and actually had a little Q&A with him.
Which was amazing.
Yeah,
Meeting Mike Tyson is like anything you'd ever think it would be.
No, he was cool, but he's a little bit controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His team totally controls him, and you could understand that kind of because he's Tyson. But he basically has no say in what he does or anything. Nothing. He says nothing. But me and Mike did get to each ask him a question. I asked him if he ever actually beat himself in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Which is an epic question.
Which was a negative. But then, did you see what happened yesterday?
No.
With Jimmy Fallon?
No.
Dude, he popped the same thing. He had him fight himself on Jimmy Fallon.
Ah.
I'm wondering.
Fallon, what the hell?
I'm wondering, though. It's kind of funny.
That's
2 weeks
kinda
later,
funny.
that happens,
Yeah.
and his publisher was like, or whatever.
His publisher was like, "That's a great question."
What do you think?
I think he stole our question.
I think Fallon might have stole my shit, man.
Man, wait till we meet you
Bitch
in the
smack to
dark
the
alley,
Fallon. But he said he never beat Glass Joe. What did you ask him?
We had Dr. Essex had brought his action figure from the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Which we were supposed to have him take a shot, but
Yeah, that kind of fell through. But I asked him, I said, Mike, how does it feel having your likeness on an action figure? Yep. And
it ain't my first one.
yeah,
It was like Rocky or something. I don't even remember him being in Rocky. Do you?
No.
Me
No.
neither.
Maybe it was a fan film.
Maybe. Internet sensation.
But yeah, there were so many other celebs that we got to meet at the con.
Jason Mewes was cool, man.
Yeah, we met the guy. Well,
we're all from the same area, so we kind of had a little,
powwow,
little groupie going on. Yeah, a little.
So we met Jay Mewes, we met Kevin Smith, all the guys from Comic Book Men. That was pretty cool. We got to interview them.
And you actually
had
got
a round table.
Q&A afterwards.
Oh yeah, at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yep.
That was pretty fun because I was from Jersey, and Jay asked me, "What's your area code?" And I said 732. He's like, "Yeah, you are from Jersey."
That's it, baby.
I guess that's the question he asks everybody because they're always like, "Hey, I'm from Jersey too."
Where from, bitch?
Yeah.
I've been like 732, 609, 264, 739, 888.
Those aren't area codes.
Yeah, but also I just do the whole thing. I give him the whole schmeal.
James has no idea what numbers we're talking about.
I really don't, because in England we use postcodes.
Postcodes.
Yeah.
Tell us about postcodes, James.
But postcodes, I don't know. Mine's. I'm not gonna say mine because you'll send me stuff.
Maybe hate mail. That's about it.
Probably. It's you've normally got a letter, a number, and then a number, and then two letters.
Wow, that's really weird. But that's the UK.
Yeah.
First.
So moving along here, right? So did you catch the Mike Tyson mystery show?
Yes, I did.
It was hilarious, was it not?
I was somewhere in the middle.
My mate
I
has been
felt like I saw
spamming me.
everything in the preview.
Yeah, I mean,
So when I watched
basically
the show, I was like, all right.
the trailer basically was the episode.
It was short. I mean,
Well, it's only 11 minutes long.
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, so
with
basically-
commercials, it's 15 minutes.
A 3-minute trailer basically showed you most of the key points in the episode. So I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Is this
fought
the thing where his
Chupacabra.
sidekick is a drunk pigeon?
Yes, and it's his voice is Norm Macdonald,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
awesome.
And then you got the ghost of whatever Marquis.
The Marquis.
Yeah, which
Ghost of Marquis.
is an in the closet ghost, which I'm
So
not really
it's
sure what his
so
purpose
English.
is. But
He just appeared out of nowhere.
mm-hmm.
And then his daughter.
There ain't no time for bird sex.
Ain't got no time for bird sex.
And then they played a song at the end, which sounded like a real song about bird sex.
when he was riding the centurion.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's a real song, but
The horseman.
But it was good. I enjoyed
yeah,
it.
it was cool. It's
so-
too early to say
Yeah.
if it'll actually make it or not. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
But it's on Adult Swim, which is a good time frame.
Oh yeah, I
mean,
mean, if you're a cartoon, that's the place to be.
that's the place to be, especially if you're trying to be unrated, because there's a lot of curses in it, and it was it was a
there
nice
was.
adult cartoon.
Yeah. I wish him the best of luck. Hope he makes it.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Adult Swim, we got to have a round table with the guys from Robot Chicken. So that was pretty cool.
Not only that, freaking Archer from FX.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Archer
God.
show.
That's one I wish I had made, and Mimi even more so because she's a huge fanatic. So yeah,
That was
we were
on
very
that was on Friday. Yeah.
So when you walked into NYCC, would you say you were walking to a zone of danger?
New York City or the New York City Comic Con?
The Comic Con?
It's pretty friendly. A little bit of armpit here, a little bit of armpit there. But
The armpit smell actually went away, and I continuously
Did you completely
smell popcorn.
just miss the Archer reference?
So basically, the smell of BO eventually evolves into the smell of popcorn.
Yes, we ignored
Oh.
your reference.
If you don't shower for like 5 days, 6 days, it will turn into that.
Your popcorn BO. That's what they.
Where do you think they get that taste from?
Oh God, no!
But yeah, speaking of the guys from Archer, man, that was a ridiculous roundtable with those guys.
A lot of guys. man.
Christian Slater, which was I was actually taken back because I don't really watch the show. I've only seen a couple episodes, and then I hear stuff from you and Mimi.
Right.
So when the girl was like, and Christian Slater,
You're like, oh.
and we were like, oh snap, what's up, dude?
I may not be a fan of you for
And-
Archer, but a million other things.
Yeah, exactly. But Stinkfist asked about Star Trek because he had a cameo on Star Trek.
See that? Went to the roots. Probably never even got asked that.
Yeah, and you can actually check out the interview on corrosiveradio.com. One of the other shows that now Corrosive has brought on is called Burnt Film. And it's Brendan and Dan. Catch them at 2 o'clock every Sunday. Down the
As
rabbit
they
hole.
go down the rabbit hole of cinema.
But yeah, so they're talking about movies and stuff, and I'm sure they're going to go on rants and stuff like that. But so you could catch them at 2 o'clock.
So, did no one ask them about the whole ISIS Archer thing?
I wanted to so bad, man. That was a question.
I read an article, and apparently what they're doing is they're just going to have Archer being bought out by the ISIS being bought by the CIA or something like that. And then they're going to keep it in the main title sequence, but that's it. One of the producers said to the FX executive, "What are we going to do with all the ISIS merchandise?" And he jokingly said, "Just sell it to." Sell the caps and stuff to.
So I'm guessing you're actually a fan, James.
I am a fan.
Awesome.
I often, when someone ignores me, I just shout their name louder and louder and louder until they go, "What?" And I go, "Danger zone."
Yeah, I mean, I find myself randomly going, "Nyang, nyang, 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 nyang."
Yeah. I actually did
Who's
that
your
when,
favorite character on that show, James?
Is
it Pam?
Yeah, Pam is probably mine.
No, it's probably either Archer or Figgis.
Okay.
Cyril Figgis. See, the worst part is, I think that's actually why me and my girlfriend broke up, because I kept going, "Hey, Eleanor, danger zone."
Sorry to hear that. I mean, I guess
she
you drove her
appreciated
mad.
Yeah, you drove her mad.
I did. I drove her off the wall. I don't
It had
think she
nothing to do with
appreciated that.
Destiny?
That too.
Yeah, I figured it might have had a little something to do with that. But.
Yeah, there were a few days where I'd just be there playing on Vault of Glass, getting my ass whooped.
Are you still playing?
I am still. Well, not right now, but yeah.
You are still actively playing. What are you now, level what?
25.
You're still at 25?
Well, yeah, I had to take a 2-break gap. 2-week break. There we go.
I'm a 28 with the capability of being a 29, but I'm trying to get the raid armor so I can be a 30. Know what I mean, Vern?
So, getting back to the con.
Yeah.
Let's just go through real fast because I think we got a call coming soon in about 10 minutes. So, some more interviews that we got to do. We had the guys from Robot Chicken, which, all of them except for Seth Green were there.
I was going to say.
But he was there. He just didn't come in the round table.
Bastard. Too good for us.
But I got to see the main floor where they had the whole cast up there, and they were just throwing out like autograph tickets. It was a good time. I mean, they are a bunch of cool guys, and I asked them. We asked a bunch of questions to them, but one of the main questions that sticks out in my mind is, I asked them, when you were younger, did you ever think that you were going to be, playing with toys for your career? And of course, nobody ever thinks that. And, Dave always said, my brother Dave, he always said that he hated them because they stole his idea.
He wanted to do that, but...
Who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't hate them for stealing their idea? It's just a matter of them actually doing it.
But didn't every little kid have the same idea?
Yeah, of
pretty
course.
much. It came through their head at least once.
So some of the other interviews. Who else did we get to interview, Jared? Who was it? I can't remember. Now.
Black Dynamite cast.
Oh, yeah, the Black Dynamite cast. We got
Tommy Davis.
Tommy Davidson.
No, Tommy Davidson. Yeah.
Tommy Davidson from In Living Color.
Oh yeah,
and,
bing bing bing.
Stakes up, bing bing.
Yep.
So we had him do a plug for the show, but unfortunately, I don't have it right now. So, epic fail. So some of the other things that were going on, if you guys remember, one of my geekly desires was to have this company called Loot Crate, right? And it's a geek box that comes sent to you every month. I think it's a monthly subscription.
Getting pretty popular.
And they were actually
My
there.
sister has one.
They had their own booth at the con. So I was like, "Wow, that's great!" And I walked up to the guy and was like, "Oh man, this, that, and the other." And he was like, "Oh, you're a member?" I was like, "Yeah," but I'm really not. And he gave me these looter. They're kind of like tags, you put them on stuff, and it says looter. So that was pretty cool. There was another thing that I came across. These guys, it was Waking Up Dead. And this guy just passing out little stickers for this comic that he's trying to put together. So that was kind of weird and kind of a bite, I think.
Yeah. Excuse your pun.
Yeah.
That wasn't punny.
It was punny, James. Get over it. But yeah, so then moving along, I mean, the main floor was just absurd. They had the Hobbit exhibit, which was amazing. They had that smog freaking... it was like smog on top of the whole exhibit.
And if you caught him at the right time, he winked at you.
He winked at you.
Yep.
And he might have spit a little bit at you, but that's only if you were lucky.
Yep.
So many statues were over there of different characters, and that the Balrog thing was cool. That thing was huge, too.
Have you actually seen Benedict Cumberbatch's audition tape for Smaug?
No.
It's quite interesting because his agent thought it'd be a great idea for him to not put his head in the shot just so they wouldn't know who he was. This is before he became famous in England. And he basically just did the whole Smaug voice, and it was quite interesting. And then they didn't talk to him for a year, and they went, yeah, he got the part. And he completely forgotten they'd sent that off. So, yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, useless information.
Yeah. But, let's see, what else did we have there? So many. The cast of Rick and Morty. I got to talk to those guys. I've watched the show a couple times, and it's a weird show. Very weird show. If anybody's watched it before.
No, sir.
It's off the wall. But let's see. Who else? The She-Holler cast was there. Black Sails. I don't know. There was the Powers. Did you see the trailer for that show, Powers?
Nope.
The PlayStation Network exclusive show that they got coming out. It's called Powers.
No,
it's basically about this guy who was a superhuman, or a super. I don't know what they're actually calling them in the show, but he loses. He loses his powers, and he's a cop or something like that. And the trailer looked really good for the show, but it's like the one super guy that loses his powers, and it's based around here. I think
So is this basically PlayStation's way of competing with
Netflix and Hulu?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah.
It just came out. It's $99 for the box. From what I've seen.
Right.
Will I buy it? Probably not until I see something that makes it worth buying. But
so is that PlayStation's way of basically getting back at the the Xbox channel with Halo Nightfall and all that?
Probably. I mean, they're trying to get on the scene with shows. I'm sure. I mean,
yeah,
there'll probably be more down the pike. Coming, depending on how well this show does.
Yeah, right.
But the cast of Gotham, they were there.
Oh.
We were trying to get in a round table with them, but it just didn't happen.
No, I was wondering about how you made out on that Sunday.
It was on Sunday, and I actually missed it because we were downstairs just geeking out, and we went upstairs, and I went to the girls at the table. I was like, "Oh yeah, Gotham. What time's that?" And they're like, "Oh, you just missed it." I'm like, "Ah."
But they haven't.
Womp womp.
Also?
Sleepy Hollow was there. That just started up again, right?
Sleepy Hollow, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's on like the 5th episode, 6th episode.
Right.
But you missed them too?
Yeah, that was Sleepy Hollow, and
See, when Mike's by himself at Comic Con, he gets a little
overzealous,
overwhelmed. He doesn't know what to do. You got to keep him on track from all the toys and stuff.
you should have seen me, dude. I was like, ah!
But his size allows him great maneuverability.
Oh yeah,
around.
I was zipping and zooming right through everybody.
I know it. Do you ever get your beard caught on anybody?
It was like a blur of beard.
Was it just a blur? I saw that with a squirrel the other day.
A blur of beard?
Very similar, yeah. Blur of squirrel.
But, let's see. What else?
Was there anything else? Oh, I had an exclusive Resident Evil Revelations 2 play with at Comic Con.
Which was pretty cool.
Got to cut all the bastards, and jump on that bad boy. But, it wasn't anything too crazy. I didn't expect it to be. About 10-minute demo. But I'll definitely mention that a little bit more later.
It was cool. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Depending on, I wish it would have been a little longer.
Yeah. There was only one enemy.
Yeah,
you know,
more blood, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I couldn't make anybody's head explode, which made me
well,
very
that was the
upset.
other thing. We were getting mad headshots, and there was no
heads were
explosion.
exploding, so are they not there?
But there was a splatter. You know, it was more of a splatter.
Yeah, so maybe
but the head was still attached to the body.
Maybe they locked it for just so for so they could have more guests. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe a bigger age range.
But they had the Lego display, the Mega Blocks. I mean, those things are just cool. Did you see the Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, I did.
That thing was amazing.
Must have been pretty time consuming.
Well, that's a master builder right there.
Yeah. What else did they have?
There was like a Hot Wheels car.
There's something else. Cool.
Yeah,
was there Yoda or something Star Wars-ish?
No, maybe I don't remember actually now. My mind is so boffed.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Thinking about all this just makes me crazy in the head.
It makes you giddy.
Makes me giddy. Makes me
like
geeky.
Like a little 5-year-old. How do you mix geeky and giddy together?
Geeky.
Nah, but you'd have to create a different word.
Giddy.
Giddy. There you go.
So then they had there's so many things. Did you see the 4D puzzle that they had over there?
No.
It was of Westeros, the Game of Thrones.
Oh yes, it did see it. It was actually fairly priced. I think it was like $30 or something.
I think it was $40 there, but it's like a $60 piece online.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 4D puzzle. It's freaking pretty cool.
It was cool. It was a map.
Yeah, it was a map of Westeros.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty sweet.
Dude, they had a sword vendor with like master swords that were up to like $20,000.
Yeah, I know. Some people bought. I saw one guy bought one. I was standing online for food, and I'm like, "Oh, what do you got there?" And he was like, "Oh, it's my sword." I was like, "Oh, cool. Let's see it." He's like, "I can't take it out." I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Well, that was one of the stipulations to buying it.
Yeah.
I can't take it out of this box
Because it's real and...
Yeah, because it's real, and they think I'm going to slice somebody open.
Which you probably will.
Which, hey, I guess that's a good thing.
Especially on the subway, that'd be great.
Out of my way! I'm going to miss the train.
Yeah, man. Gives you a reason to use that bastard. Yeah.
Personally, I would have liked to slice people up. That would have been great.
Hey, didn't you tell me you had a Kill Bill sword in storage that you were going to give me?
No. That maybe
Yeah.
Dave. But I think
it wasn't you.
I think Vincent is calling us right now. So let's see what he's got to say.
Alrighty.
And welcome to Geek Blast. Is this Vincent?
Hey, this is Vincent Zurzolo. How are you?
Hello, Vincent. Thanks for calling in this evening.
Thanks for having me on Geek Blast. Sounds like it's going to be a blast.
It always is.
Right on.
So we're talking about Comic Con, and you guys. Well, first tell the world who you are and what company you're with.
Sure. So my name is Vincent Zurzolo. I own Metropolis Collectibles, the world's largest dealership for vintage comic books, and ComicConnect.com, the premier online auction for vintage comics and original art and all things pop culture. Our companies collectively hold, I think, 6 Guinness World Records, including the most expensive comic book ever purchased, which we had on display recently at the New York Comic Con, Action Comics #1 9.0 white pages, which we just bought off of eBay for $3.2 million.
It's huge.
Wow, you got it off of eBay.
Yes, we did.
Wow. That's and the story the story about this comic is before you bought it, it was sold for $2.2 million. Am I correct?
No, that's a different comic book. We sold the previous record sale was a different Action Comics #1 9.0
Okay.
with creamed off white pages, and we sold that copy for $2,161,000 several years ago. Before that, we hit the first world record in 2008 with an Action Comics #1 in 6.0 for $317,000. Then we sold the world's first 7-figure comic book, which was Action Comics #1 in 8.0 condition. That was in February of 2010. Then in March of 2010, we followed it up with the sale of an Action Comics #1 in 8.5 condition for $1.5 million. We also hold the world record for the most expensive Silver Age comic book ever sold, Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man, CGC graded 9.6 for $1.1 million. Also sold the world's most expensive check ever sold, which is the check that DC Comics wrote to the creators of Superman, Siegel and Schuster, for the rights to Superman. The total amount for the check was back in 1938 when it was written was $412. There's a breakdown, and they only paid $130 for the Superman story, and even by today's if you increase by inflation, it's about $2,167. And we sold that check for what is a world record, $160,000.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
That's amazing.
Wow.
It just makes me think of who's out there, those dedicated fans out there that would just buy a check.
Well,
Yeah, that is amazing.
the check, I don't know who purchased it because he had a representative buy it for him through our auction, and I wish I did know. I have a feeling it's somebody out in Hollywood. The other comics that I mentioned were all bought by different people with from very diverse backgrounds who are obviously very financially successful in their lives, and had a great passion for comic books, superheroes, and it's really exciting because what we've seen over the last 8 years or so, 6, 7, 8 years, is an increase in collecting and investing in comic books, and a lot of that came about after the recession, because after the recession you saw the financial institutions were in shambles, banking, the real estate market was depressed, the stock market was very volatile, so people were looking for tangible assets to put their money into, and voila, there were comic books. People said, oh, I love this stuff, it makes me happy, and I really believe in the appreciation value of these collectibles, so I'm going to put my money into this. And then you have all the movies that have been created over the last 10, 15 years, further stoking the flames for investors, and you had this incredible groundswell of interest in vintage comic books as an investment, an alternative form of investment. And what we've seen is the prices escalating on comic books, original comic art. I also hold a record for the most expensive American comic book cover art, original comic book cover art. I bought the cover to Amazing Spider-Man 328 for $657,000.
Wow.
So we really believe very strongly in the robust nature of the collectible market for comic books, original comic art, and there's so many people coming into the market every week, every month, and they're buying from us through our websites, metropoliscomics.com, as well as our auctions through ComicConnect.com. In fact, this month we'll have another auction, at the first week of December it'll be ending on ComicConnect.com. It'll be our last event auction of 2014. One of the major pieces we have in the auction is an Incredible Hulk #1 in CGC graded 9.0 condition. Now, recently, a few months back, we made an announcement. We sold a copy in 9.2 condition for $300,000. Then, 2 months later, we sold another 9.2 copy in our last event auction, and that copy sold for $326,000. Now, these comic books, if you had asked somebody what they were worth even a year ago, they probably would have guessed around $250,000. Wow. So you can see the appreciation, the demand for the comic books, and it's not just one sale, it's multiple sales. And now you have this 9.0, which probably a year ago was worth about $125,000 to $150,000. It'll probably sell for well over $200,000.
That's amazing.
Now, these are auctions that are going on, right?
They're auctions, but we do private sales. We do sell comic books to through our websites, direct sales. So you don't have to just bid in auctions. You can buy them. We also have a computerized want list service, so you can put in the comic books you're looking for, and when we get them in, you'll get a notification email. We have a great sales staff here, combined experience probably over 125 years in the business. We're located in the heart of Manhattan. We're actually going to be, soon, we're going to be moving to a new location, 5,000 square foot showroom in Midtown Manhattan. Currently, we're in Union Square. We have a beautiful location, but the new one's going to just be off the charts. Awesome. It's going to be any comic geeks
wet dream?
Yeah, wet dream. Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you, Vincent. Being at the Comic Con, and like in the email that I sent to you guys, unfortunately, I missed to get my glimpse of the action comic. But did you guys have a lot of people coming up to the booth and just trying to get their own glimpse or get a picture with it
Yeah,
or stuff
well,
like that?
what was really amazing about it is we were probably inundated the entire day. I think I probably did 30 or 40 interviews throughout the day, whether it was print, TV, or radio, or podcast, or internet. I was nonstop doing interviews. By the end of the day, I lost my voice. And what was cool is not only that but it was like thousands of comic fans at the convention, and we were walking by, you see a TV crew there, and you go, oh my God, there's the Action One. So we had that happen over and over again. It was pretty amazing. What we did was we tried to turn this into an event rather than have it there the entire 4 days. We had it there on the Thursday only.
Right.
First of all, for security reasons. Second of all, just because I thought it was more important to get it out there in a big way with the media and comic fans than have it there for 4 days. And also, you got to understand, we're there to do business. If every 2 seconds you're being bothered for interviews or people wanting to look at the book and things like that, it makes it very difficult to actually buy, sell, trade, which is what we're doing at the conventions and getting consignments. So we had it for 1 day. It was extremely exciting. It went over very well. Some awesome articles were written about it. I really love the one the guy from the Daily Beast wrote. He came over at the time I was sporting some mutton chops, and he said he's got Wolverine sideburns and Tony Stark goatee and Lex Luthor swagger, and I just started cracking up. I was
Beautiful
like,
mix.
geez, is that how people are seeing me right now? It was pretty wild. But we're having a lot of fun with it. I've loved comic books since I was a little kid. Before I could even read comics, I was looking at the pictures. I had 2 older brothers who had collections, and I loved the stuff. I loved Spider-Man, Deathlock, Guardians of the Galaxy, the original team, and you name it, I was into it. And as I grew older, I started buying and selling comic books. When I was in my teens, I was the comic book kid at the school. Everybody would come up to me and say, hey, my cousin has a collection, my uncle has a collection, or hey, I have these old comic books, I want to buy a guitar. Do you want to buy my collection? And I would buy these collections, and I'd wholesale them, sell them at conventions all over New York City. And as I got older and went through college, when I graduated college, I decided to do it full time, and I was actually selling comic books on the streets of Manhattan. I was set up on Broadway between John and Maiden right around the summer of 1993. And what I did is I built my business from there. I started doing, back then you could make good money moving warehouses of comic books, and I was working on like a thin margin of 1 to 2 cents per comic book. But if you sold 100,000 books, you make $1,000 or $2,000, and for a couple of days' work, it wasn't so bad. So I would line up collections like this and warehouses, and what the buyers were doing is they were packaging them in plastic bags and selling them to stores like Walmart's and BJ's. And that market was really good for a while, but then it kind of died down, and I just saved my money and slowly built up an inventory of Silver and Golden Age comic books. And from there, in 1999, I partnered up with Stephen Fischler, who was the sole proprietor of Metropolis Collectibles, and we joined forces. It was a big Marvel team-up of sorts. Well, actually, he would be more the DC guy. I'm more the Marvel guy. And we joined forces in 1999, and in 2007, we started Comic Connect to compete with eBay and the likes, other auction houses because we were seeing people really liked buying and selling through auctions. So it's been really exciting for me. I love comics. It's something, every night I go to bed, I got a stack of comics on my night table. I'm always reading them. I'm watching all the TV shows. I love The Arrow. The new Flash series is awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, it was good.
Constantine started off slow, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not too fun.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that first episode too much either, but we'll give it a
okay.
chance.
It was okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
great, but you got to give it a chance. And
Yeah,
like, I watched Gotham, and I was like, I guess
I
I'll
like
give it a chance.
Gotham. I think Gotham's
Yeah.
great.
The problem I had with Gotham, the first episode, some of the dialogue was just clunky.
Yeah.
You watch and you go, nobody talks like that, and it's,
Yeah.
Right.
That's something you can't have good acting if you have bad writing. And so there were certain things that were just a little clunky that didn't make sense.
I really
But
like the way they're doing Penguin.
Interesting, yeah, he's
Yeah,
interesting. I want to see where they go with this.
Right.
So I'm trying to be open-minded and give everything a chance. But right off the bat, I love The Flash. Green Arrow, I was hooked on after the first couple episodes. It's just a great series. And so, you're watching all this stuff. You're seeing things develop. You're seeing that Marvel just made this crazy Phase 3 announcement yesterday. Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Miss Marvel, and the list goes on. And you're going, holy crap, this is going to be awesome.
Did you hear about the
it's an exciting
2015?
time. What's that?
Did you hear about summer 2015? They're redoing all the number ones, Infinity Gauntlet. We got Inhumans, House of M.
You mean the comic books they're reissuing them?
Right.
Oh yeah, huge list.
No, but I mean, isn't that stuff all available already in trade paperback? So why would you need that?
I don't know, but they're re-releasing it for some reason.
No, they're redoing it.
They're redoing it.
Oh, you mean like the new art, new dialogue, new stories?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know if it's gonna be new stories, but
From what I saw, it looked nothing like I was looking at the Infinity Gauntlet and some of the pics from it, and it looks nothing like the original.
No.
It had Star-Lord in there, and I don't remember Star-Lord.
Well, it's got the
being.
Guardians of the Galaxy and
Star-Lord?
Thanos on the
Yeah. Yep.
Come on, man, Star-Lord.
I guess they got to throw him in there, but
So Vince, well, let's give the number out here: 201-580-3712. If you guys got a question for Vincent out there in Geekland, just give us a call. Vincent, now, when you are at Comic Con, okay, and you got all these people coming up to you, how much security do you guys have on this book?
Well, we have undercover security. Plus, I bring some of my largest employees who are quite tough.
machine guns, bazookas.
Yeah, we got everything. No, but you know what it is. We have undercover security at the shows when we have items like that.
Right.
We're very careful. We're watching, and to be quite candid, you'd have to pretty much kill me to get that book out of my hand. So
Over my dead body.
if you're ready to go that far, let's do it, man. I'm not giving it up easy.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's something we're very careful about, and we have obviously a lot of contingency plans in place and things like that. But it was very safe, and New York Comic Con has great security. They have great. They have undercover guys there as well as plain clothes, and there's police officers all over the place. So it wasn't a major concern. But we had a guy there.
Yeah. Now let me ask you another question. What are your thoughts on the stories in the news about this guy finding comic books in the walls of his house?
Oh, that was a comic book we sold.
Was it?
So basically, what happened was this guy was driving past this house, and it had like a caved-in roof, was like kind of damaged, and every time he drove past, he's like, "Boy, man, I should buy that house." And finally, he went down to City Records and found out who owned the house. And he called the guy, and the guy said, "Well, look, I promised the guy who owns the restaurant on the corner that if I was going to sell, I would sell it to him. So I would offer it to him first, so he could knock it down and use it as a parking lot for his restaurant." So he said, "Okay, well, let me know what happens." He offers it. He basically, the guy at the restaurant was going to pay $10,000, and when he went back to him, the guy was no longer interested, and our guy said, "Hey, I'll give you $10,100." And he said, "Okay, house is yours." So he buys the house and he starts doing renovations. This guy was a contractor, and he starts breaking down the walls. And when he breaks down the walls, he sees in the wall this kind of a bunch of pages of a comic book. And he says, "What the hell is this?" And he pulls it out of the wall, and he starts realizing that he could have something of value there. What ended up happening was he got into an argument with one of his relatives because he's not like a money hungry guy, and he had it sitting there, and she kept nagging, "You should really find out what that's worth." And he took it and he threw it at her and said, "Stop it!" And it ended up tearing the back cover. It was probably a $50,000 to $75,000 tear. The entire back cover was torn. He then contacted. He basically then brought all the pieces down and put it back together, and we ended up selling it for him. And our pre-auction estimates on that comic book were about $100,000 to $125,000.
Wow.
It ended up selling for that grade a record $175,000.
What grade was it?
Sorry?
What grade was it after all that
I
damage?
believe it was a 1.5, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, so even in that condition, sold for that much.
That's amazing. How much would it have sold in like 9.0?
Sorry?
How much would it have sold at a better grade?
We already talked about that. That's the $3.2 million.
Oh.
Yeah, the 9.0.
Oh, it was the
Come
same
on, man. Pay attention.
Same comic,
I know I'm talking fast, but
same comic.
come on.
Yes. It was the same comic.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was the same comic.
No problem. Hey, by the way, guys, if any of your fans are interested, or if you guys are interested, I used to host a radio show on the internet myself called ComicZoneRadio.com, and I did it for about 5 years, and I really focused more on creators mostly. But I had collectors, creators, producers, and all the radio shows are still online, and they're all for free. If you guys ever want to listen to it, I think I got the definitive interview with Bernie Wrightson, and I got some other really great interviews. Frank Miller. I even interviewed Bryan Singer on opening night of Superman Returns, so you might want to check it out. They're kind of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks, man. We'll definitely check it out.
Any calls coming in, or where are we at?
Well, not right now. We got we got James on the line here. James, you got any questions for Vincent?
What is the best condition you've ever seen Amazing Fantasy 15 in?
Oh, well, that's the 9.6 copy we sold. It was just stunning. It looked like it was printed yesterday. The inks were so beautiful, extremely rich saturation in all the inks. That kind of like chocolate brown on the top, and the reds and the gray tones were really smooth in the background behind Spider-Man. The colors, it were just vibrant. Almost gave it a three-dimensional look, and that's the copy we sold for $1.1 million.
Wow.
I would not mind having that money.
So James is our resident Spider-Man review man, and he's all about Spider-Man, so that doesn't surprise me he asked about that.
Yeah, I went to a London Film Comic Con, and they had a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 going for $7,000, and it was about a 4.0.
Yeah, well, that's actually cheap right now. A 4.0 is about a $12,000 book right now. I set up every year at the London SuperCon, and it's a great time because the promoters are awesome. The fans are really appreciative and very cool, and love doing that show and having a couple of days out in London. It's wonderful.
All right. Well, before we let you go here, one last question. Other than your own exhibit at the con, what did you get any time to kind of just wander around and what was your most favorite part about the con?
That's a great question. I did walk around a bit, but it's kind of overwhelming to be quite candid. I'm trying to think of, I really like the Choice Collectibles booth. They sell like prints and signed prints and really cool, unique pieces from like Alex Ross and things like that, and signed Stan Lee art. They're really neat. They're out of Jersey. And there was also a couple of very cool, and I'm not really into anime or manga, but there were a couple of cool anime manga type booths. And then there was I always get a kick out of all the apparel they have, the superhero T-shirts, and then now they have the bathrobes and the sexy lingerie for chicks and all this stuff. And it's just amazing how much stuff is out there and how much people are digging it. I also thought it was kind of neat that they had kind of seated around the room of some of the old professional wrestlers like Honky Tonk Man and Sergeant Slaughter, and so that was kind of neat. And then I think Lucy Lawless was there, and I was bummed out though. I missed the Karate Kid 30th year reunion, 30th anniversary reunion. They had the guys from Cobra Kai, and they had Ralph Macchio there. Yeah. I would love to have seen that. That was the one thing I wish I had gotten a chance to check out.
I think Stinkfist got over to he was trying to get an interview with Ralph Macchio, and he didn't get it. I mean, he was just too busy with other stuff, and his publicist was like, get out of here.
Ralph Macchio was in London at the Winter LFCC a few weeks back.
Oh wow, cool.
I didn't go, cool. Sadly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I look back on my childhood, and I think that was one of the coolest movies of the '80s. It was really fun and kind of inspiring, and great story, great acting. The whole relationship between him and Miyagi it was just awesome.
I still paint my house like
and
Mr.
what a great
Miyagi.
rack on that chick he was dating. I forget her name.
Oh yes.
What was her name?
Played a busty young lady.
Oh, what the heck was her name?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't remember now.
I think her name was Sweet Tits.
Sweet Tits.
I couldn't resist.
Oh wait, Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
was
right.
it?
Yeah, that was it.
Really? Oh wow. Yeah. Wasn't she? What else was she in?
She was in Hollow Man, a couple other movies.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah, that's old.
Right.
School.
Was she on? Melrose 91020.
I believe no. I think it was,
Melrose Place.
Melrose Place.
Not Beverly Hills.
Was she on?
Yeah, I think she was on that.
Yeah, she was cute.
Yeah,
she
she
was
is,
very
man.
cute.
But
Yeah.
well, Vincent, we appreciate you calling in, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we unfortunately haven't had any callers for you, but you know,
It's okay.
it's just the way the radio
No
goes. You
It
know
happens.
that.
We got the British guy that you had. That's good.
Yeah, our resident Spidey fan. Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for having me on. If you ever want to talk funny books with me again, please let me know. It was a pleasure.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks a lot, Vincent. Talk to you soon.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Vincent. Take it easy.
Peace.
I just googled Elizabeth Shue. She's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
think off the top of my head, like what?
Leaving Las Vegas, Karate Kid, Hollow Man, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, Piranha
Yeah, she's on
3D.
CSI now.
Yeah, apparently. Adventures in Babysitting, Cocktail, Behaving Badly, The Saint, Chasing Mavericks, Back to the Future Part 2.
Oh yeah,
Oh, she was
And
she was Marty's.
she was Marty's girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
What was her name in the movie? Marty, you gotta come back to me.
I don't remember her name. I don't know.
Dark!
Ah,
She's got to be like in her 50s now.
Great, she was in Gracie, Back to the Future Part 3, Hope Songs, The Trigger Effect, Dreamer, Link, Firstborn, Mysterious Skin, Cousin Betty.
Cousin Betty?
Yeah,
wow.
loads. Jesus Christ.
Can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
All right. Well,
I lost a testicle.
so now we've gone on a rant about Elizabeth Shue. Let's see. What other things happened at the con that we just can't not talk about?
No, sir.
Gosh, there's so much. Your head is just spinning with information that you can't get out of your mouth.
Yeah, it gets kind of jargled and caught in your throat.
Well, the New York City Comic Con, October 9th through 12th, they had the big book here. I got the big book that kind of explained to you where everything was and who and what was going to be there and stuff like that. I did catch a glimpse of Patrick Stewart. He's on American Dad now. You know that?
No.
Yeah, he's Avery.
Yeah, exactly. So
He's been on there for ages now.
yeah, well, I haven't watched American Dad because I'm not really into American Dad.
Yeah,
like
I don't think
Family
I've ever
Guy,
seen
I
it.
like, but once they started going with like, they're all the same characters.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
in different forms. I mean, so once Cleveland show and then American Dad, I was done.
Yeah.
So, but I was kind of surprised because I walked into the American Dad main stage, and there's Patrick Stewart, and so I was like, "Get a picture! Get a picture!" Who else was there? Let's see. Carrie Russell was there. Andrew Lincoln, the whole cast of
Walking
Dead
Dead
was there.
So friggin' VIP, man. They
Yeah.
closed that room off at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, yeah, we were on the train. No, we didn't. Oh, wait, was that Saturday, right? That was Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, that was when we had the train issue.
Yeah.
Okay, because we took the train into the city. So by the time we got there, everybody was like, "Oh yeah."
They
Like
closed
they
that
must have
room
had.
off,
They must
yeah.
have been sleeping there.
Yeah, seriously.
Just to
'cause
get into the room.
The show didn't go on till like 3:30, and people were waiting in there since 10 in the morning. And they closed it off around, like 10:30.
Yeah, but the doors didn't open until 10. So how did all those people already get there?
I don't know. They were waiting, man.
That's what I'm saying. They must have been.
It's the biggest show in America, man.
I know.
You know?
That's crazy. I mean, have you guys watched it?
Yeah, I've
It's
been
crazy
watching it.
right now.
Michonne got her sword back.
Aha. What do you think? What do you think is gonna like the last episode? Ended with Daryl coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
So who do you think's with him?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's Beth.
it's got to be.
It's got to be Beth,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, who else would?
I think the way they're going to start the next episode is they're going to kind of do like they're going to leave off where him and Carol get in the car and chase after
unless
that hearse.
he comes out of the woods with the black dude from the first season.
That's another
The
possibility.
backpack.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I can't remember
The
his
guy
name.
he was meeting on the. He was supposed to meet.
Yeah. He was in the first season and then the third season or something.
Was he?
Because he had a son too.
Yeah.
And his son died.
His son died. Yep.
And he met him in the in that town where he set up all the booby traps.
Yep.
In that, yeah.
So that's
But
a
could be that guy,
possibility.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just completely blow everyone's mind. It could be Santiago.
Ah,
never know, man.
Mr. Zurzolo.
It could be his brother Merle with a chain wrapped around him or something. How
Or
did he
just
die?
the head?
Yeah. Did he get his head chopped off? Merle?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that he. No, he killed him. He killed his own brother.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He had to.
So many people have died. So many souls have been lost. I don't know. I think they all should just had the, leave them all zombies.
Yeah.
You know, them all running around. Why not? You know.
I think they all should just become zombies, and the next thing you know, they'll be
start a new show.
The humans will start eating the zombies.
True. You could do that
Because you got the cannibals, but it was funny where Bob was like,
barbecue.
I'm tainted meat.
Yep. Bob and his barbecue.
His barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah, he got the drop on all of the rest of Terminus.
Yeah.
You know, so they're done.
I like that. I like how they just destroyed them all.
Yeah.
That was great.
We're not going to drag this. They're going to die right now.
And right before he's like, and I made you a promise.
Yep.
And he just started attacking them.
Yep.
That was great.
It was good stuff. I agree.
But I seriously think that it's going to be Beth that comes out of the woods, and they're going to start the next episode, from where they left off, where Daryl and Carol were chasing after the hearse.
Right.
Because that's just what makes sense in my mind. But, who knows? I mean, Kirkman's a crazy son of a gun, so.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we got about 15 more minutes here. Why don't you go into
The Marvel announcement.
the Marvel announcement?
All of the movies.
Oh, that's right. All those freaking movies, too. There's not enough time for this stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's an overload.
It's an overload for only an hour. Yeah, so they're all the freaking Marvel movies are coming out. But that's not what I was talking about, actually.
2015 as a whole is just enormous.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming out with another Thor movie. Spidey, what was the other ones that the...
Okay, I'll bust them really
Bust them
quickly. Okay, Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, Inhumans, Thor Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Captain America Civil War.
Bam! Just like that. The Civil War is going to be...
I think that's going to be
a good one.
Pretty sweet.
But hey, only time will tell.
And Ant-Man. There we go.
And Ant-Man, yes.
Can't
Ant-Man.
forget that. Yep.
So, changing gears a little bit, Toombs has a new gizmo gadget that he...
Oh, that real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about that thing, because I am just enthralled with this phone.
Yeah, I just got the Galaxy Note 4, which just came out. You could barely even get it. But luckily I reserved it in time. It's got the best display ever for Samsung as a phone. 5.7-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED, 2560 by 1440 pixels. Camera and video recorders capable of 4K.
Wow.
Battery is actually 3,220 mAh with a fast charging 30-minute at 50%, which is actually unbelievable to charge your phone at an easy.
That's crazy.
It's got a S Pen hovering system. You don't even have to touch the pen to the phone. You can actually just float your hand over the phone.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't have to touch it. 3 gigabits of RAM with 32 gigabits of memory. You could upgrade it to another 128, making it, 160, I believe? So that's a lot of memory. You'll never be able to fill that up, hopefully. Well, maybe
No, you'll be able to fill that up. No problem.
The thing's beautiful, man. It really, the picture on it is better than any camera I've had, and I've had a couple expensive cameras, in the past. Better than any phone, obviously, that I've ever had. Crystal clear pictures, and I haven't even fully messed around with the thing yet, any of the options, stuff like that. My girlfriend got the iPhone 6 Plus, and in comparison, I feel it blows it away. Now the 6 Plus, if you don't know, that also just came out about a month ago.
Bendy.
Yeah, bendy, we call it
Is it bendy?
It's supposedly pretty bendy, but as far as the way the actual device looks, I think that's the one edge it has. It's sexy as all hell.
Wait, so she got the Plus, not the regular 6?
She got the regular one because she didn't want to break it.
Okay.
But I messed with the Plus also.
Okay.
The design of the actual phone itself is so beautiful. Sexy sleek, that's what they call it.
Sexy sleek 6.
It's nice. But in comparison to power, no sir. No sir.
Well, you're an Android guy. That's why. I'm sure people who are iPhone guys would be like, "Yeah, ain't got nothing on that," you know.
Dude, proof is in the numbers right here.
Yeah.
Now I just told you what the Galaxy 4 has, okay? With its 16, megapixel camera plus 4K. The iPhone 6 has 8 megapixels, no 4K. Come on, dude, that's chopped in half plus a very low resolution of like 720 on the regular iPhone. I'm sorry, man. For a really cool looking phone, but it's not really showing any cool looking imagery in my opinion. You can either buy the 16 gig, the 64 gig, or the 128. So unlike the Note 4, where you get upgrade with memory cards, the iPhone you buy the machine and it's built in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the price will range from that. I think a 16 gig is like $700, a 64 gig is like $850, and a 128 is $1,000. The Note 4 is $850. This is without contracts or anything. Both phones have fingerprint access, which is pretty damn awesome because I set my phone with the unlock security. All I gotta do is run my finger right across the top and it unlocks it. You know, instead of putting in a passcode or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It has a heart rate monitor. You put your finger to the back of it, it'll read your pulse and everything. You know, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that these phones won't do anymore. You know, you pretty much can put your whole life.
You see, one thing that gets me about phones is that even if the camera is really good, it's still going to get used for selfies.
Yeah, the selfies, I don't know why, but they really haven't done it any justice yet. I mean, I think the selfies is like 3 megabits per second on that camera, and then the iPhone 6 is like 1.5. You know, so if you're taking selfies, which people probably take 70% of their pictures with selfies, you're not going to get that quality. You know what I mean? But if you like to take professional pictures, hey man,
go for it.
Go for it. I'm going to give you a quick game thing real quick. I'm still playing Destiny. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I don't know what you've been doing, but have you played the raid yet?
No, because I get my ass kicked.
Oh man, it is hard, and you need 6 players. If you don't have 6 players and you're not really, really, really good, don't even try it. But it gives the whole game a whole new level of playing. Honestly, it could take people anywhere up to 3 hours to 15 hours to defeat, and it's a giant maze. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've only just got Dead Orbit rank 2, so.
What'd you say?
I've only just ranked up to level 2 in my faction, so I'm not going anywhere soon.
Gotcha. I wish you were on PlayStation, man. I'd love to play with you, but have you played Nightfall? That's even harder.
Yes, I hate it so much.
It's so hard. Oh my god. I finally defeated it last night with 2 other guys from the UK, surprisingly. But yeah, we defeated it, and the only thing I really got was my head was on fire afterwards.
Is it still Fogoth this week, or is it reset?
No, it's reset. It resets on Tuesdays.
Oh, it's the Nexus now, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Which the Nexus actually is the easiest level, in my opinion.
Just camp on top of that ledge.
Yep, camp on top of the ledge. The room with the servitors on Nightfall could be a little hard. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest part, definitely, with the servitors.
Hate that.
But I still cannot stop playing. I still cannot stop collecting exotic and legendary stuff. Currencies, always inspiring. You know, you got your strange coins, your marks, you know, to buy your stuff.
Motes of Light.
Motes of Light, yes, that'll buy you any kind of random exotic item.
Now, there's one thing that has annoyed me. Bungie have announced their DLC, obviously, for the 9th of December. Fantastic. Except if you're on the Xbox. If you're on the Xbox, you lose out a lot.
Why?
I remember I read an article on it. Apparently, on the PlayStation, you have access to all of the exclusive stuff. Whereas on the Xbox, I'm pretty sure you only get maybe 2 or 3 new maps or new things.
What?
So
it's pissing me off because PlayStation keeps buying these exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Buddy with all these different companies buying up these exclusives so Xbox doesn't get, you know.
Well, you can't really. It's not too bad because, I mean, what were Xbox doing to PlayStation from, you know, days of Halo?
Yeah, they got so destroyed. This is the only way for them to fight back, you know, but they're buying up all these exclusive things, you know, it is kind of annoying. So
people that spend $100 on, you know, the best package you can get for Destiny with the Vanguard stuff that's only good to level 10.
Right.
They're getting really annoyed on the Xbox. I've got mates who are just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm trading the game in.
With being an Xbox player, you don't have access to the Dust Palace Strike?
No.
That is annoying because there's only 5 strikes then, right?
Yes.
That is really annoying.
It gets annoying because, I mean, you do the same ones again and again and again and again.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would be nice to have that extra strike. It's important, you know?
Yeah. You get good at it. I mean, like, the one that's annoying for that one is definitely when you're on Mars and you have to take out, like, Cal Tarak with the machine gun.
Right. Yeah, no, it is tough. It is a bit tough sometimes. All of them could be tough, especially the Hive.
Oh, God.
When you're running around trying to kill those friggin' wraiths that are flying around, on a harder level, that could be tough. But overall, I feel like I played the game enough to give it an official review score. I give it a 9, definitely. Maybe even a 9.1. Because it is so freaking addicting. It just needs more stuff. More stuff, and I'll be happy, man. Also, real quick, I've been playing The Evil Within, original creator of Resident Evil 4. Feels a lot like Resident Evil 4. If you like Resident Evil 4, you'll feel right at home.
Is that the game that we saw?
Yes, being played.
The one being played, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Awesome game, man, but the one thing I can't stand, this may sound a little petty and weird, but it has these black bars, cinematic black bars on the screen that take up half your frigging TV.
And what are they for?
They did that to reduce power consumption in the graphics.
So they're just useless black bars?
Useless freaking black bars. Now, they'll fight with you and try to say that they put them there just to make it more cinematic and feely. No, it's there to reduce stuttering and frame drop.
But why?
Because they feel that the graphics are more important than the screen frame rate dropping.
So do you feel that? Or is it just annoying?
I haven't felt any frame rate drop, so I'd rather have those black bars gone. So hopefully they put out an update eventually that gets rid of them, because they get in the way.
Yeah.
You're trying to see up on top of a building or something, see a guy shooting at you, and it's tough, man, because you don't have enough screen there. So I give that game overall, it has great atmosphere, interesting enemies, awesome combat system, true survival horror, which has been missing for a long time.
Yeah,
it's actual real survival horror. Your stuff is limited, I give it an 8.5. Because those black bars.
A lot of hand-to-hand combat kind of thing? Or is it...
No, just the combat's very smooth, very good. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And very precise. You have to burn any enemy that you kill, so you always have to have a decent amount of matches on you and stuff.
Right.
Because if you don't burn them, they can come back.
Oh, that's cool.
And there are some unbeatable enemies, kind of like in the old Resident Evil games, where you have the Nemesis chasing after you.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. You got to learn the way to get away from them until you can actually kill them.
Wow.
So it's cool. It's fun.
We're going to have a game night.
Yeah, definitely. A couple other games, real quick. Shadow Mordor, pretty cool, 8.5.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
I like it. I put it down for Destiny because Destiny still has a lock on me, but combat's great. I don't really care for the sandbox feel of it, but I think I could get around it when I really start putting my heart and soul into it. Sunset Overdrive's out. Supposedly the game is amazing on Xbox One. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'll have a review on it next month.
I've been watching Let's Plays and it looks trippy.
It's supposedly real stylish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of fun. Lords of the Fallen came out, Dark Souls ripoff, ratings. Haven't played that one yet.
Womp womp.
Yeah, man.
So that's it?
Yeah, next month I'll do a couple more reviews on,
All
like
right.
I said, Sunset Drive and Fallen, but...
All right, well, so we got about 4 minutes here. Let's do a Geekly Desire, because I got
fun.
something that I want to throw out to the world. So
Alrighty.
we'll do a little clip here. And
As the show winds down, now it's time for our Geekly Desires.
Almost got it live.
all right.
Almost. I know my cat pretty well.
So I'm going to kick it off. My Geekly Desire, I saw it at the Comic Con, and I mean, obviously I want everything that was there.
Right.
Everything. I mean, even
the
the stupid stuff I
Comic
wanted.
Con could give us Geekly Desires for
for
2
years and years to come. But the one main thing that stuck out in my head, and I don't know if you saw it, Toombs, but it was, I think they were prototype statues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was in a huge case, but they were in this. 3 of them were in a gray color. And the one Leonardo was actually in. He was the only one that was colored.
Right.
And but just the stance that they were in, and just it was an amazing statue. And it was 4 different statues, and they put them together, and it was kind of like they were all standing on top of the building. You know what I mean?
Sweet. And unfortunately, because the place is so gigantic, I missed it.
Yeah, but you can check out the photos that we have on our Facebook page and that stuff. So there'll be more and more coming, because there's just, we had over 1,000 different photos.
So much.
And interviews and stuff like
Right.
that. So that's my geekly desire.
Mine is I very much like the Darksiders 2 prototype statues.
Yes, I
they look
saw
very
that,
good.
yes.
Of Death.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. We also have photos of that. I don't know if they're posted or not, but if not, we will get them posted. And yeah.
Okay. James?
Okay. Well, I have kind of like two. One of them I just came up with today, and the other one has been since I read the article. Some scientists are claiming they have actually made a hoverboard.
I've seen that, yes.
Marty McFly style hoverboard. And
Badass.
Yes, I've seen that.
why not?
Why not?
And the other
I'd
one
get one.
is that 9.0 Amazing Fantasy 15.
I knew you were going to say that.
I want it.
I want it.
Oh, I also had a real quick second one, sorry, which was just as good as the Darksiders thing. They had the Arsenal of Gears of War.
Yeah.
All the prototypes of the guns and everything, and
Yeah.
very cool.
What?
Really quick, since it is Halloween and everything, some
Tomorrow.
good shows you could catch if you want to watch anything scary. We got American Horror Story that's on.
Freak Show.
Yep,
Meh.
Freak Show. What else? We got Z Nation, which is pretty cool. Sleepy Hollow is pretty cool. Walking Dead, of course. Constantine is pretty cool. Yeah, those are some of the shows. And check out my
Annabelle.
Tyson's Mysteries.
All right. Well, we're going to leave you off with some music that Toombs picked himself.
Yeah, but I didn't get to do the travel guide for it.
Oh, you didn't do the travel guide.
All right.
All right,
So
do the travel guide. Go ahead.
the travel guide
Hold
was
on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Everybody loves that song anyway. It is a beautiful melody.
Is it this one? Yeah.
This is Tom's tantalizing Geek Blasting travel guide.
Rock out, brother. Rock out. So my travel guide for this month was Silent Hill: The Room.
Ooh.
Because it's Halloween. Awesome game. My favorite of the Silent Hill series. You start off in a room, of course, and that room
You don't say.
connects you to different dimensions and different scary stuff. There's a little boy in the closet with red eyes, and awesome game. I think it came out in 2004-ish. I want to say 2005, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I'm probably wrong on that, but
Early 2000s.
yeah, early 2000s, I'd say. But for the Halloween feeling, and try it out, man. It'll scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
If not that, play the Fatal Frame games, Resident Evils, and any of the Silent Hills.
Okay. Well, that concludes another episode of Geek Blast.
Geek Blast.
You guys can always listen to Corrosive Radio, 24-hour music. Make sure you catch Burnt Film at 2 p.m. on Sundays, Eastern Standard Time. And we actually will be going back to once a week. It's going to be Friday nights, same time that we had it before, was 8 p.m. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. So hopefully the upcoming winter season will bring lots of good interviews, and we're going to have a lot of different people coming from the con that I had made contacts with. So we're going to leave you off with this track from Silent Hill, I guess it is, right, Toombs?
Yep.
Okay.
The Room.
Here we go. So let's jump into it. Well, first off, we have a special caller this evening, and a guy by the name of Vincent Zurzolo, and he is a co-owner of a company that has bought Action Comics #1,
which is huge.
It's an internet-based company. It's a comic company online, and they bought it for $3.2 million.
Most expensive sale for a comic book ever.
Ever. But this thing is in pristine condition.
Yeah,
it's graded at 9.0.
AAA 9.0, man.
And it still has white pages, which is
Still white.
absurd.
It's a really good forgery, basically. Imagine that.
So he'll be calling in about 6:15.
Cool, man.
To talk about the comic, and we're just going to bombard him with other questions.
Now, what place is he at in his company? He's the what?
He's a co-owner.
Co-owner of the company.
Right.
That's
so
awesome.
I forgot the flyer that I had for... but the comic itself was at Comic Con on Thursday.
Which we did not see because
we totally missed it.
We were somewhere else. We were probably talking to...
We were busy, we were in awe.
Yeah. There's too much to do, too little time, basically.
Yeah, exactly. 4 days is definitely not enough.
Yeah, I mean, 2 days I was there, I saw pretty much nothing. But, at least Mike got like a little something.
I got a little something.
He got to put it in for a couple minutes.
Just a tip, though.
Just a tip.
But yeah, man, we let's just get started on a couple of things real fast. 75 years of Marvel. They were celebrating that.
I thought it was a DC.
And Batman, not DC. It was Batman. So they had a Batman exhibit.
Yeah.
Sick statue.
Yeah,
was
man.
ridiculous.
The statue
then they had
in the front, and then they had all the costumes in the back.
Then they had all the costumes in the back from Keaton.
Yeah,
to Bale.
it was like Evolution, basically.
Yeah.
And
And they even had the Batfleck cowl.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
No suit. It was just the mask and the cape.
I mean, I got to hump the statue in the front.
Yeah.
For like a couple seconds, but that was about it.
But yeah, the Batman exhibit was pretty cool. Check out our Facebook page to look at all the pictures that are on there from Comic-Con.
Yes, sir.
It was myself, Toombs, Dr. Essex made an appearance there.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, our one and only Mimi, our Facebook
she's
pro.
a Facebook guru. She was there. Who else was there? Brendan was there.
Yeah, because a good old Stinkfist came along.
Yeah,
he had a good time.
He made it for 3 of them.
He said it wasn't his thing, but he had a good time.
Yeah. Got some people kicked out.
Yes,
crept around a little.
But yeah, so and also Marvel had celebrated 75 years of Marvel, and they had this cool signing on Saturday, I think it was, that you were entered in a contest, and you were if you won, 75 people won to have their whatever they wanted signed by I think it was 75 different artists.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Todd McFarlane was there.
Yep.
Wow.
Essex, I think, got a little picture with him.
Yeah, Brian Michael Bendis was there. I got a picture with him there.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many artists there. It was crazy. And the press area looked like a mob scene. It's because that's where all the signing happened and stuff like that. But,
was it in the press area?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wasn't in the usual downstairs?
No, it's too many people. Too many people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I could have seen McFarlane. What day was that?
That was Saturday.
I just got there too late.
Or maybe it was Friday. I don't think you were there. You weren't there, right?
It was Friday.
It was Friday. It had to have been Friday.
It had to have been Friday.
You were there Saturday. So that happened Friday. But also Marvel announced a interactive
Ecodome
ride, which is amazing. This thing...
It's not really a ride. It's kind of like a...
It's an amusement attraction.
You run through a giant hologram, basically.
Yeah, it's like being in the Danger Room, I think.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the closest we're going to get to
an explanation about it.
Yeah. But we signed up for that to try to win a trip.
Yeah, I put my name in. I put some other people's names
several.
in.
Yeah, I put several. Yeah.
So hopefully we hear back from that. And so, that's the 75 years of Marvel. They also, Marvel announced that they're doing Secret Wars again. They're bringing back the Secret Wars.
Bring back a lot of stuff.
Yay.
The big one I gotta say, 2015 summer, Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was
like,
Rocky or something. I don't even remember him being in Rocky. Do you?
No.
Me
No.
neither.
Maybe it was a fan film.
Maybe. Internet sensation.
But yeah, there were so many other celebs that we got to meet at the con. The
Jason
guys,
Mewes was cool, man.
yeah, we met the guy. Well,
We're all from the same area, so we kind of had a little,
powwow.
little groupie going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little.
Yeah, so we met Jay Mewes, we met Kevin Smith, all the guys from Comic Book Men. That was pretty cool. We got to interview them.
And you actually
at
got
a round
invited to
table.
the Q&A afterwards.
Oh yeah,
which-
at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yep.
That was pretty fun because I was from Jersey, and Jay asked me, "What's your area code?" And I said 732. He's like, "Yeah, you are from Jersey."
That's it, baby.
I guess that's the question he asks everybody because they're always like, "Hey, I'm from Jersey too."
Where from, bitch?
Yeah.
I've been like 732, 609, 264, 739, 888.
Those aren't area codes.
Yeah, but also I just do the whole thing. I give him the whole schmeal.
James has no idea what numbers we're talking about.
I
just
really
numbers.
don't, because in England we use postcodes.
Postcodes.
Yeah.
Tell us about
Yeah.
postcodes, James.
But postcodes, I don't know, mine's... I'm not going to say mine, because you'll send me stuff.
Maybe hate mail, that's about it.
Probably. It's, you've only got a letter, a number, and then a number, and then two letters.
Wow, that's really weird. But, that's the UK.
Yeah.
First.
So, moving along here, right? So, did you catch the Mike Tyson mystery show?
Yes, I did.
It was hilarious, was it not?
I was somewhere in the middle.
My mate
I
has been
felt like I saw
spamming me.
everything in the preview.
Yeah, I mean,
So when I watched
basically,
the show, I was like, all right,
the trailer basically was the episode.
it was short. I mean,
Well, it's only 11 minutes long,
Yeah,
the show.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
with
basically-
commercials, it's 15 minutes.
a 3-minute trailer basically showed you most of the key points in the episode. So I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Is this
he
the
fought the
thing where his
Chupacabra.
sidekick is a drunk pigeon?
Yes, and it's his voice is Norm Macdonald,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
awesome.
And then you got the ghost of whatever Marquis.
The Marquis.
Yeah, which
Ghost of Marquis.
is an in the closet ghost, which
So
I'm not really
it's
sure what
so
his purpose
English.
is. But
Welcome to Geek Blast.
Geek Blast, you better make way. Open up your ears or let the word spray. Hey, hey, did you hear the noise? Something just exploded as a mushroom, have you noticed? Geek Blast, clear out the pad. Gizmo's throwing caca and Chewbacca is a rat. Hey, what? Better call your dad. Something has been growing underneath the doormat. Geek Blast.
Welcome back, geeks, nerds, and dweebs alike. I'm Mike,
I'm Toombs.
and we got James
Kermit.
From good old England.
over there across the pond in the UK.
I like that pond.
You're a swimmer, aren't you?
Anything to put those tights on, right?
Well, tonight's show is going to be about an hour long because we have some other things going on that we have to leave for. But we're going to give you guys a wonderful chock full of geek.
Oh yeah, a lot has
Show.
happened. A lot has happened in the past month, my friends. October was a busy month.
We were busy
yeah, it was.
bees.
Mm-hmm.
We had Comic Con, the New York City Comic Con.
Yep.
That bad boy went on, and yours truly,
Yeah.
Geek Blast, was there.
This fanatic went for 4 days. I thought I was pretty good with 2 days, but fanatic
I had to be there every day.
He lived there. By the
Every
end
day,
of
all day.
By the end of the week, I mean, he was basically like walking through security, like, "Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, how you doing today? Want some coffee, Paul? Where's John at? Oh, John's in the back. Oh,
Hey, are the veggies out there today?
yeah. It kind of was like that.
It was.
Yeah,
You get to know everybody when you're there for 4 days and you're trying to get into places and meet celebs and
Yeah, and I tell you, those
do things you shouldn't be doing.
those press passes are wonderful.
Yeah, they're the best thing known to geeks
Just because you
everywhere.
could use your own personal bathroom.
Well, there was still a line.
Not much, man.
It wasn't that bad, though.
Compared to what the peoples downstairs had to go through.
And it was clean.
It was clean.
It was very clean.
Yeah, besides when you were in it, man, and you were in it quite often. Why? Was it those sausages?
It was the food, bro.
Was it the gyros off the street?
I'm telling you, no, I should have went and got the gyros
that gyro
off the
was
street.
delicious, man. Delicious.
The food just, I don't know, just went right through me.
Yeah, very expensive, too. Like $10 for a sausage. It's coming back, baby.
That with a slew of other titles that they are bringing back.
They're going crazy.
Let's start off with Future Imperfect, Age of Apocalypse, Inhumans, Old Man Logan, Infinity Gauntlet, of course, House of M, Armor Wars, Planet Hulk, Civil War, Years of Future Past, which is kind of a different title. I think it was Days of Future Past. So that might be a little, those things you could check out. They're going to be coming 2015, the summer of 2015.
And don't forget about Barbie Filthy Farming Dangers. Probably the best announcement.
Tell me about that. What was that about? I missed that one.
You just chill on the farm. A lot of exotic animals.
Eating corn.
Yeah, you gotta upgrade your exotic animals with a light, basically.
A light beam.
Or you need a lot of strange coins to do it.
Yeah, but cut the grass and get some rubies.
Yeah. I'll tell you more about that later, though. It's filthy mess.
I'm very intrigued. So that's Marvel news. Gosh, there's so many things.
Did you watch Mike Tyson's Mysteries? We also met Tyson and actually had a little Q&A with him.
Which was amazing.
Yeah,
Meeting Mike Tyson is like anything you'd ever think it would be.
No, he was cool, but he's a little bit controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His team totally controls him, and you could understand that kind of because he's Tyson. But he basically has no say in what he does or anything. Nothing. He says nothing. But me and Mike did get to each ask him a question. I asked him if he ever actually beat himself in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Which is an epic question.
Which was a negative. But then, did you see what happened yesterday?
No.
With Jimmy Fallon?
No.
Dude, he popped the same thing. He had him fight himself on Jimmy Fallon.
Ah.
I'm wondering.
Fallon, what the hell?
I'm wondering, though. It's kind of funny.
That's
2 weeks later, that happens, and his publisher was like, or whatever.
His publisher was like, "That's a great question."
What do you think?
I think he stole our question.
I think Fallon might have stole my shit, man.
Man, wait till we meet
Bitch
you in
smack
the dark
to the
alley,
Fallon. But he said he never beat Glass Joe. What did you ask him?
We had Dr. Essex had brought his action figure from the Mike Tyson Mysteries,
which we were supposed to have him take a shot, but
that kind of fell through. But I asked him. I said, Mike, how does it feel having your likeness on an action figure?
Yep.
And
it ain't my first one.
Yeah.